Welcome to the craziest interactions with the Royal Guards. From dance-offs gone wrong to don't touch disasters, we've got the most epic fails and hilarious moments when people mess with the soldiers. Guard yells back. A girl stands next to the Royal Guard with a rose, trying to take a cute picture. The guard suddenly stomps his foot and shouts at her to back off. She's so startled, she clutches her heart and quickly backs away, looking completely freaked out. It's completely opposite of what she had imagined. Guard versus chaos. Ever tried petting a royal horse like it's a puppy? This lady did, and the guard went full-on no-touching mode. She panics, and some guy yells, "Get the police," like it's a royal emergency. The cop shows up, chats with the guard like they're catching up over coffee, and then just leaves. Guard standoff show. Ever seen someone command a crowd like they're Moses parting the Red Sea? This royal guard shouts at people blocking her path, demanding they move aside. She struts through the crowd like a boss and heads straight inside. Horse drama unleashed. A woman gets too close to a royal horse, and the guard shouts at her to move. She looks like she just saw a ghost, clutching her heart and running off. Royal Guard rage. When you're too busy sightseeing and get chest bumped by a royal guard. The guard shouts for people to move as he heads back to the palace, but one guy doesn't get the memo. He gets a surprise chest bump from the guard and is left standing there, totally stunned and clueless about what just happened. Royal Guard clash. When feeding a royal horse, it turns into a full-blown drama. This guy starts giving snacks to the horse and yells at everyone to join in like he's hosting a petting zoo. The cop shows up and tells him to leave, but he argues like he's at a debate club. He leaves for a bit, but then shows up again as well. After getting nowhere, the cop pushes him a bit, but the guy keeps on talking like he's got all day. Finally, after a long and pointless chat, the cop tells him to leave, and he throws whatever he's holding and leaves. Cops stepped in. When selfies go too far, this guy thought posing with a Royal Guard's horse was a great idea, as if it were his personal Instagram moment. He's taking selfies, standing way too close, and acting like it's his pet. Hilarious guard moment. When you think a royal horse is your taste tester, this guy keeps putting his hand in the horse's mouth and then starts licking his own hand like he's comparing flavors. The guard finally snaps, and the guy just strolls away like it's all normal. Epic guard fails. When trying to make a royal guard laugh, it backfires. This guy thought annoying the guard with jokes would be fun, but it didn't go as planned. Another guard showed up and told him to leave, but he kept going. Finally, the guards escorted him out like a VIP. Guard claps back. When you think a royal horse is a great photo spot, a female royal guard sits on her horse while tourists gather for pictures. One woman ignores the army officer, telling her to back off, and gets a serious warning from the guard instead.
Stand clear!
Shocked, she quickly moves aside. But then, another woman steps up, and the guard yells again, causing the horse to charge a bit. The second woman bolts, and the guard calmly regains control, returning to her post like a pro. Selfie disaster alert. The Royal Guard is done with this guy standing too close and shouts at him to back off. Another guard shows up, pulls out a chain like it's a VIP section, and sets it up to keep everyone out. The first guard then instructs them not to cross this line. Smooth moves. A Royal Guard walks up to two others, standing firm like a pro. Then, one guard walks off smoothly, but the second one? He slips and crashes to the ground in front of everyone. Talk about a not-so-graceful exit. Crazy guard encounter. This guy was dancing around, mocking a royal guard, while a guy tried to step in and stop him, but the guard wasn't having any of this. He finally snapped and delivered a punch right to the guy's face. Then, cool as ever, he picked up his hat, wore it, and went back to his post. Epic royal rants. When shadowboxing with a horse goes wrong, this guy, clearly having a wild day, decides to challenge a royal guard's horse. He pets, kisses, and even bows to it like the horse is his sensei. Then, he starts shadowboxing in front of it, takes off his jacket, and tightens his pants mid-routine. He then moves towards the police standing nearby, and after realizing he's not quite right, one of them politely tells him to leave. He eventually wanders off, still mumbling and falling around. Talk about putting on a show. Guard's epic snap. This girl starts filming herself, making up a fake story with the guard, pretending they're going out for beers. He tries to scare her off with a stomp, but she keeps going. Another girl joins in, and they both try to make him laugh. The guard finally cracks a smile. Before leaving, they sneak a kiss on his cheek and walk off. Talk about persistence. Lesson taught. These girls are teasing him, calling him names, and laughing like it's all a joke. The guard tries to ignore them, but when they keep pushing, another guard steps in. After getting a lecture on how hard his job is, the girls finally get the hint and walk away. So, don't mess with the guy in the fancy uniform. Tourist trouble times. This guy takes a picture with a royal guard and then decides it's a good idea to try and touch the guard's face because why not? The guard snaps and yells at him to back off.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard!
Royal guard drama. When your dance moves get shut down by a royal guard. This girl is busting out her best TikTok routine next to him, but he's not amused. After ignoring her, he stomps, turns, and marches off like he's done with her nonsense. She's left embarrassed and quickly shuffles away. Royal guard blunders. This girl runs right into the path of marching royal guards. They shout at her, and she sprints out of the way like her life depends on it. Bet she won't be photobombing again anytime soon. Epic guard shouts. When posing for selfies, it turns into a royal headache. This female guard was standing still while people kept coming up to take pictures with her, one after another. Suddenly, she's had enough. She turns and walks off, probably thinking, "Not another one." Someone even comments that she's angry. After a few seconds, she returns to her spot. You can tell she's not here for the photo session. Royal guard duty definitely isn't always glamorous. Clueless gentleman. When you're so lost in conversation that you end up as a royal guard's roadblock. This guy had no idea he was in their way until he got shoved aside. Never play speed bump for guards on duty. Selfie fail frenzy. Thinking you own the royal stables? Not a great plan. This guy grabs the horse's reins like it's his new pet, smiling away. The guard pulls the horse back, causing him to let go. He's still smirking in the crowd until the cops show up to remind him that royal horses aren't for playtime. Royal guard madness. A royal horse has had enough. One girl gets scared as the horse starts moving its head, but the other just stands there, completely not worried. When the horse sniffs her, she decides to hit it. Bad move. The horse does it again, but she doesn't get the hint and hits it again. After the third slap, a royal guard finally steps in, shouting at her to step away. She goes back and stands in the crowd, and everyone's staring. Suddenly, another guard comes over, shouts to clear the area, and chats with the first guard on horseback. After a quick conversation, he heads back into the castle, leaving everyone in disbelief. Pringles drama. A woman stands too close to a royal guard and horse, and the guard pushes her out of the way. Not thrilled, she hits him with a can of Pringles. The guard, completely unbothered, keeps marching on while she's left fuming and complaining to the police, who couldn't care less. Guard's angry reaction. When trying to be funny, it backfires. This guy thought it'd be a great idea to mock a royal guard while his friends giggled behind him. When someone called him out, he went into defensive mode and tried to knock the camera away. A cop showed up, and suddenly he was playing the victim, like he was the one who got harassed. After a little scolding, he backed off, but not before throwing one last dramatic look at the crowd. Too close. When you mistake a royal guard for a selfie prop, a woman tries to lean on the guard for a picture, but he elbows her away like she's in his no-touch zone. She's left stunned and confused, quickly backing off. Not the royal welcome she hoped for. Epic guard snap. When a kid decides he's the unofficial royal security, this little guy starts blocking everyone from taking pictures of the royal guard, standing in the way like he's protecting a celebrity. Then, he gets too close to the horse, and the guard gives him a little kick to back off. But does he leave? Nope. He just glares at the guard, strikes a few more poses like he's on a runway, and finally strolls off, still acting like he's the boss. Royal Guard Showdown. When you think holding the reins is a good idea, a woman grabs the horse's reins for a selfie, and the royal guard yells at her to back off. The horse charges, she panics, and runs away. Close-up disaster. This woman grabs the horse's reins for a photo, and the guard immediately yells at her to let go. She looks totally confused, like, what's the big deal? After an awkward pause, she snaps a pic and leaves. Clueless. This woman taps the royal guard's helmet, and he immediately stomps his foot and storms off. She's left confused, like, what did I do? Guards vs. tourists. This woman thought reaching for the reins on a royal guard's horse would be a good idea. The guard yells at her, the horse flinches, and she gets scared and bolts like she saw a ghost. The police swoop in, clearing everyone away, wondering why people can't just take a normal photo without trying to pet the horse. Guard roars back. When a royal guard meets his match in a copycat, as he dutifully walks back and forth, a woman across the fence starts mocking him, mimicking his every move. But the guard isn't amused. He quickly turns, stomps his foot, and shouts for her to back off. Guard gets real. When you try to befriend a royal horse, this woman stands next to the guard, grabs the horse's reins for a pic, and the guard yells at her to back off. She jumps, laughs, and quickly moves away. Lesson learned. Horse's final say. When a royal guard becomes the world's most stubborn statue, people keep crowding around, snapping pictures, and not respecting his space. A security lady steps in, telling them to back off, but they only move a tiny bit. Then, one guy gets close to him again to take a picture, ignoring all warnings until he has to shout at him. Take the hint. When your selfie plan meets a royal horse's bad mood, this woman stands too close, and the horse isn't having it. It tries to bite her, making her sprint away. Guard fury unleashed. When a royal horse photobomb turns into a scare. This guy is standing too close, taking pictures with the royal horse when the horse turns its head towards him. He tries to keep smiling for the photo, but the guard suddenly shouts at him to back off as he holds the reins. He's so startled, he runs away, looking completely shocked. Gentle touch. People are standing around, and suddenly, the guard shouts to clear the way. He pushes a woman aside while making a call like he's parting the Red Sea. Guards stomp showdown. This royal guard marches over like she's on a mission, stomps her foot, and stands firm. A group of teens sitting near her spot quickly realizes they've overstayed their welcome. They leave as she holds her ground, looking like she's ready to move them if they don't. Quarantine. Ever tried taking a peaceful walk only to end up as the main act in a reality show? A royal guard's just out for a stroll, and suddenly a gang of teens starts following him like he's giving out free concert tickets. They're mocking him, and more join in. The guards had it. He headed for the emergency gate and shut it right in their faces like, "No more free entertainment, folks." Sometimes, even a royal guard needs to hit the block button in real life. Epic guard clash. This lady's laughing next to the royal guard like it's comedy hour. He's done and reaches for his gun. She panics and falls to the ground like she's dodging bullets. Instant regret. Guard's big snap. This girl just wants a cute pic with the royal guard's horse, but she grabs the reins like it's a selfie stick. The guard freaks out and yells, "Back off!" She's so confused, like, "What did I do?" She tries again, and the guard yells even louder now. The poor girl finally backs off, looking totally lost. Snap reaction moment. When you think a royal guard is just a suggestion. While tourists snap selfies with the royal horse, this old guy decides to take a detour right past the guard and try to open the horse box door. One of the guys from the crowd calls him out, and then the guard notices it. The old man looks like he's seen a ghost.
Get out of there! Get out! You're not supposed to go through the full stop.
When this guy called him out for his sneaky antics, he got defensive and started arguing back, claiming he didn't know it was a no-go zone. Marching mission madness. Two guards march through, looking straight ahead like they're on a mission. Everyone scrambles out of the way, especially two women who dart aside like they're dodging bullets. A group of teens block the path, but after a quick shout, they scatter. The guards reach another guard, chat like it's a royal gossip session, and even pick up a stray rapper. After a quick salute, they march off, leaving the guard to continue his serious back-and-forth patrol. Guard prank fail. When you try to turn a royal guard into your entertainment, these teens are mocking the guard, copying his moves, and laughing while filming. The guard finally has enough, stomps his foot, and tells them to back off. But they keep laughing until another security guard steps in and shuts them down. Not exactly the reaction they were hoping for. Royal mess-ups. This royal guard tries to scare some kids away from the fence with a loud shout, but instead of running, they just laugh at him.
Get off the fence!
Little guard. This little kid starts copying a royal guard's every move, marching and stopping like a mini soldier. The guard notices and joins in, turning the whole thing into the most adorable game of following the leader. Royal snapback. This guy thinks it's hilarious to mock a royal guard, copying his every move like he's in a bad improv skit. But then he touches the guard's shoulder. The guard yells, "Back off!" and the guy nearly jumps out of his skin while his friends are dying laughing. Prank backfires hard. When you forget the guard isn't part of the picture, this guy shoves his camera right in the guard's face.
Get back!
Insta-fail saga. When you think teasing a royal guard is a good idea, this guy gets too close, mocking the guard, and thinks he's being hilarious. The guard suddenly shouts, making him jump like a scared cat. Safe to say, he won't be doing that again. Salute gone wrong. This old guy salutes the guard like he's on a mission. The guard yells, "Back off!" but the guy's too busy pretending he's at Buckingham Palace. After a solid salute, he laughs, grabs his bag, and strolls off. The guard stomps like, "Seriously?" Huge mistake. Ever had a day where you're just not in the mood for people? Well, this horse gets it. While everyone's busy taking Instagram shots with the Royal Guard, the horse here is over it. He's throwing headbutts and snapping at tourists like they're invading his personal space. Then, he bites a lady's arm like, "Get out of my spotlight." People freak out, rushing to help her like she's just been attacked by a dragon. One guy whips out his bag and applies medicine to the wound. The lady's in shock and then faints, probably wondering how she went from posing with a horse to becoming its lunch. Guard pushback time. When you get too close for comfort, a girl and a woman stand next to the Royal Guard for photos. The girl moves aside on her own, but the woman stays way too close. The guard has to push her back, leaving her confused physically. Dance-off disaster unfolds. This guy decides to do some dance moves between two royal guards, thinking he's the star of his music video. One guard stomps his foot and yells, "Enough!" The guy freezes, looks terrified, and quickly moves away. He was definitely not hoping for this. Confused crowd chaos.
Stay clear of the archway!
A guy is standing not very close to the royal guard, who suddenly stomps and yells, "Make way!" The group is totally confused, laughing awkwardly, wondering why they got shouted at for just standing there. They definitely did not expect this. Hope you had a laugh. Remember, if you're planning a visit, keep your hands to yourself, avoid any unplanned dance routines, and maybe leave the Pringles at home. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more hilarious moments you won't believe actually happened.